Okay, so I got some comments coming in. I have very, very many comments. I have 5 comments so far. Not bad. I mean, still better than the number of messages I get on a daily basis from friends. So, you know what? I'll take that as a compliment. So, first comment, I'm gonna reply to them in real time. Let me get my keyboard and we can take a look at this. It's gonna be my long form video for today. Maybe I'll make something else. Who knows? Okay, so this person, Argentina to lift the cup. Gee. Oh my god. Okay, so how do you know someone supports Argentina? Don't worry, they will tell you. Okay, that's the first one. Second one. I think this person was reacting to I think when I was covering an article about how much people need to retire comfortably in the US, so 1.2 million dollars, and that number was for the US, but I got an actual comment. So same in New Zealand, but we have 8 more billionaires last year. Yeah, of course we have more billionaires. Like, what do you expect, right? Of course there's gonna be more billionaires. Yeah, yeah. And I'm saying this not as criticism of your comment. I am agreeing with you. I'm just being, and so 126 billion dollars between these 8 billionaires. Not a lot of money compared to US billionaires. One of them almost became became trillionaire temporarily, and is bound to become probably the first trillionaire, Elon Musk. Yeah, it's very unsettling how much money these people have. Not saying that, some guy will come and say, hey, you're anti personal property or you're anti property laws. I'm not. I like my free property. I like not paying taxes. Unfortunately, nothing is free and I have to pay taxes for things I don't even use, like the school system. Have a population of 5.3 million people. Oh, New Zealand has only 5.3 million people. I always thought they had at least like, I don't know, 25 million, 30 million. Kind of interesting. I could be wrong, but I could have sworn I saw one time in like a funny statistic about how New Zealand has like more like animals, like more like sheep, for example. They have a big lamb industry, and in fact, they actually export a lot of it. I don't know if it's their biggest export or not, but and this is because there's naturally occurring like grass, and sheep usually like grass, unlike cows that could be grown using corn, and so which is heavily subsidized in the US. So anyways, it's called vegetarian diet. Fed vegetarian diet. They don't say, it's being fed corn. Anyways, and so this is actually what led to the whole kind of like grass-fed diet for animals that get eaten by humans, and how that is supposedly healthier anyways, and it's more expensive for sure. Yeah, but I didn't know that New Zealand had 5.3 million people. That's kind of interesting. So they could probably have more animals than humans. Anyways, we should work harder and save more money, right? Yeah, it's kind of really interesting how um, we as individuals are supposed to always be conservative with our money, be smart with our money. We have to budget. We should not get into debt, if we want to get ahead. Now, and some people use that for leveraging their investments, and they could still use that for good debt to make more money and to increase their net worth. But the main idea is that do not get into debt that you cannot pay off at some point in time. You don't expect to pay off at some point in time. So you should expect to pay off that debt at some point in time. I know of at least one entity, super entity, that has not paid its debt, and it's like $40 trillion in debt, and they can create debt out of nothing. And that's the US government, and probably most other countries. So I don't know if New Zealand is indebted. I would assume, in the absence of any information, any data or information on New Zealand, I would say they're probably also indebted, just like most other countries in the world. And so, yes, let's reply to this person. So we're saying, ha ha ha, yes, of course, save and invest money that gets created out of thin air by indebted entities /GOVT. Okay, that's a good comment. I like it. I agree with your stoic advice. I think this is regarding not watching entertainment that you do not control. Like, why are you interested in the news or who wins the World Cup? I don't care. How's that gonna pay my bills? And it's a mechanical way of looking at reality. It's a mechanical way. It's a very kind of cold-hearted way of looking at reality, but it's also stoic, right? So this person actually is quite knowledgeable, it seems, about stoicism, because he references that philosophy right away. So let's take a look. So I agree with your stoic advice on principle. Great. But I will point out that the result of the last World Cup did cost me the theft of a very expensive device whose replacement required me to go into debt. So it does affect life. Yeah, okay. Yes, I appreciate the reference the reference to stoicism. It is actually great meeting people who recognize that you don't have to disclose the story, but how did the result of the World Cup final lead to you losing a very expensive device whose replacement required ... going into debt. Okay, let's take a look. Next one. This person has a profile picture. That's cool. I agree that, and that principle extends to numerous situations beyond soccer. Yeah, I agree. What a perfect comment. I agree with you. Okay. From all of the fans, football fans, I'm gonna give him a thumbs down. I'm gonna say, okay. Thanks for the comment. Okay. Well, no need to thank him for the comment. It was a nasty comment anyways. So I'm just gonna say, okay. I'm not even gonna yell at him. Oh, what? Okay. That'll show him. Anyways, so that's the comments for today. Again, this is my second day making content. I'm actually curious about how much time it takes. And, yesterday I spent like some 4 hours of active working on the content, and I don't even edit. So I'm not even editing content. I'm just kind of like recording and pushing out. So Today, yeah, this is already 11 minutes. So yeah, we'll post this for today's long form video. I'm actually surprised. Yeah, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I got 5 comments. Yeah, 5 comments. Subscribers wise, how many subscribers do I have? Woo! I have 7. That is some elite stuff. If I can hit double digits by like tomorrow, that would be great. That would be amazing. Okay. Anyways, I'll see you on the next one. On the next one.